Hi, I'm John and welcome to Half Dozen Homestead. Tonight's project, well, tonight, maybe a couple nights project, is going to be work on this incubator. We cooked those eggs a couple weeks ago already and I haven't gotten to fixing it. I've done a little bit of diagnostics, but I'm not totally sure what's going on. So what I've done is went on Amazon, and on Amazon for 55 bucks, I can buy this guy, which is a new humidity sensor, a new temperature sensor, and a new control unit. I believe this is almost the exact same as the one we have in there, just a slightly newer, different faceplate, but it's got all my connection points on the back. I could have started with changing the humidity sensor. I could have then gone to do the temperature sensor. I could have then bought the controller if that was the issue. But I could skip all of those steps and spend 55 bucks and replace it all, and then hopefully feel a little more confident in the unit. From Amazon, I'm going to try to take it apart. I'll work on this for a little bit tonight, see how far I get. Today we were working on 100 other projects, so let's get going. Okay, so I got this open, and I think everything on this new one is the same as what's on the old one. The only problem is the bottom one is straight in Chinese, whereas this one has my English as well. So I'm gonna have to double check the caricatures, make sure that they look the same. Took a whole bunch of screws out to expose the back, and yeah, all my cables come down and go in and go through. So actually, I don't think changing the temperature probe and the humidity probe is going to be that big of a job. I'm just going to disconnect them from the actual unit up here and feed the wires all the way down and pull them out inside the unit and replace them. So here's hoping that goes smoothly. I open this door and it smells so bad in here. It smells like burnt electronics. I'm not overly confident I'm going to get a lot of life out of the fan and the motor. I replaced these switches already, so hopefully we're okay there. So I've got my new thermostat and I've got my new humidity sensor. And I'm gonna strap them probably the same place as last time. Last time they were strapped right in the middle. I guess that's as good a place as any. It'll be right underneath the circulating fan, so it'll know pretty quickly if it needs to get hotter or colder. Okay, so I got these guys totally switched up. This is my old one, this is my new one. I went through wire by wire, moved one at a time. This way you make sure you don't mess them up. What I also did is I traced each wire. I got a much better understanding of how this unit works. I'm gonna click this together a little bit. I'm not gonna screw everything shut yet. What I'm gonna do is put it together and fire it on and see what's going on. See if it fires up and runs, and then if it looks good, we'll close it up and we will let it run and test it out. Here goes the big test. It's fired up. You can hear the fan going. I've got a bunch of alarms, but that's to be expected. Coming in at 64. Okay, so here's something else that I saw when I ordered it, but I forgot since installing it. This one's now in Fahrenheit. So we're at 100.4 is the set value, 60 for the temperature. It's already set up for turning, egg turning and stuff. So I'm gonna have to keep that in mind because my top one is gonna be set in Celsius. So I need to keep it at like 37.5, 38. And then I've got Fahrenheit for the bottom. So not a big deal, just something to keep mind of. I've got the other one. I'm gonna save all the parts that I took out. Again, I'm not sure what the problem was, but it never hurts to keep spare parts around. I can always interchange parts as needed. So I'm gonna close the back up, close the top, and we're gonna let this thing heat up overnight and see what it looks like in the morning. Temperature's climbing, so it's definitely working. I'll give it a minute and then I'll feel the temperature of the water in the bottom. If that's getting warm, then I know that that element works too. I know. Let's try. Okay, that was way easier, the whole thing, than I expected. I've just been dreading doing this. It just feels like the project that, it's like ripping a Band-Aid off. Like, you don't want to do it, but you know, once it's done, you're going to feel way better. It sort of has been like that. It's been like, what if I open this up and it's a rat's nest and I can't figure out the wiring? What if it is like fried inside? What if I can't get the wire through because the back is spray foamed? I think I've just turned this into a monster in my head and just not wanted to take a stab at it. Really glad that I spent an hour tonight working on it. I'm tired, I've done a lot today, but it's good sometimes just to get these projects done and over with. So we're gonna leave this plugged in, let it go overnight. We will I'll check back on it tonight again to make sure that it hits temperature and stops and doesn't just keep going and going and going. And then, so it's been running and holding temperature really well. Right now it's set at 100.4, 60% humidity, and we're holding at 100.8, 55. So it'll just heat up a little bit past and then cool down and heat up a little bit past. One of the main things when you're incubating is you don't want to go over 103. As soon as you hit 103, you're going to cook the embryos. I hit 210 and cooked the heck out of everything. So we really wanted to hover right around that 100 mark. I may even put it down a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my fluke meter, I'm going to put it in there and just confirm that the calibration is correct. Once that's good and established, I can see that my water is working well, I can see the humidity is working well. I really want to see the entire rack go through a full cycle. I want to see it go from one angle all the way to the other angle and make sure that that's still working correctly. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the eggs in. If I cook some more eggs, I have some more chicken food. Okay, pretty happy with what I've got here. I'm jumping around just over 100 Fahrenheit, and I'm reading the same thing on my fluke meter. So super happy with that. It's also gone through a cycle where the trays have tipped. So I feel really confident with it. We're just going to put the first 2 trays of eggs in. First tray of eggs. Again, this one is a little bit older. And I'm going to not put this on the top rack this time. Last time I put it on the top rack, and I'm wondering if that may have had something to do with why the thermostat stopped working. I'm just going to go collect a couple more eggs so I can fill this tray a little bit further, and then we're going to pop it in, set the date, and keep an eye on it. We're going to have to check the top section and make sure that still works good, but I've got 2.5 weeks before I really need it, so within the next 2 weeks, I'll get to it. Hello, ladies. 2 lavender eggs. Three silver lace. I'll come back for the buffs. Hi, Juliet. Yeah. So these three varieties of chicks, I'll easily be able to tell the difference between, but I'm going to mark them so that when I candle these in a little over a week, I'll be able to sort of see which ones had the most fertility. Since I'm happy with the temperature, I could take this out and bring that back. So we've got our eggs in the incubator. Everything's set, it's going. In 3 weeks, we should know if it's working or not. I'll probably work on the top section in about a week or so, but really excited to have the incubator up and running again, hoping it all works out. Thanks for watching Half Dozen Homestead. Bye for now, and we'll see you on the next one.